Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being with us. Great to have you. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. No doubt by now you've heard the sad news. Bill Gates, Bill and Melinda splitting up after 27 years. You'd like to think after, I don't know, 10, 15, certainly 20, you kind of made it. Right?
You feel like you're locked in now.
Yeah, I'm locked in. I'm not going to mess with this arrangement. This is good. It's working. Let's just keep going. 27 years, and you're like, no. So, Bill is out on the market again, and apparently he's trying to find a new date on Tinder.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There he is. Look at this. Here we go. Go back.
Read it. Okay, Darla, 60. No way is Darla 60.
What's wrong with that?
Why is he swiping left on those?
Dr. Fauci is Bill Gates' match. Oh, look at them. They're so cute together.
That's this cute little couple right there. Adorable. Really. We'll have to tell you. Later on, we'll tell you. One of the real issues, I think, in the Bill and Melinda saga.
Oh.
It seemed to be an issue to me, but seemed to be an issue from the start, and apparently she knew about it from the beginning. We'll tell you what that is a little later on.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which, Fauci has a new action figure, an actual
I can't.
real live action figure.
Y'all on the left got to stop with this.
The Fauci doll. There it is. The Fauci action figure. He's got a mask, but does he have 7? Does he have 7 masks on?
Yeah, look at there. He's only got the one.
I think it's
they
just
need
one.
to update that.
Mm-hmm. It's got the white sort of lab coat.
What?
I don't understand it. It's a cult, you know.
Yes.
It's
not like you have evidence of it being a cult, though.
The Branch Covidians. That's what it is. It's a cult of the Branch Covidians. Then Pathead Patrick Henningsen sent us this image of a very proud receiver of the Pfizer vaccine.
Oh, look at there.
Isn't that great? Got a big tat.
He's got a date on there, 23rd March, 2021.
Mm-hmm. COVID-19. And then he put Pfizer so we know which of the vaccines he received, which is really important. Wow. Well, that's great. That's really great.
What a loser.
Tell you, that's very cult-like. Mm-hmm. Very creepy.
But you don't have any other examples, right?
Well, yes.
What?
To commemorate my second shot of Pfizer vaccine, here's a different guy. I got a Band-Aid tattooed where I was jabbed. People are already commenting when they see it. Feel safe that I'm fully vaccinated. I still wear my mask to protect others.
You people.
He got a Band-Aid tattoo.
I mean, this does beat the songs that we've been hearing. At least,
I guess.
But man,
I guess.
Total cult.
Which reminds me, because yesterday at 7:28 in the morning, CNN was running this story.
Oh yeah, I got this on my phone.
A dangerous cultish devotion analysis. The GOP's embrace of Trump's movement based on lies shows he doesn't have to be president to pose grave risks to democracy.
Oh, okay. I love that. There is no level of this Trump following that matches this vaccine insanity that we are experiencing right now. That's your cult.
And Donald Trump poses a grave risk to democracy? Well, okay, you know what A is going to be. We're not a democracy! By all that is holy, stop the democracy BS. B, what are these so-called grave risks? Grave threat risks. What is Trump going to order his minions to do to bring down the country? And C, CNN, for the love of all that is holy, Move on. I mean, I know your ratings have cratered now that you don't have Donald Trump in office to kick around every single stinking day, but eventually you're going to have to find something or someone else to take up some airtime.
Let him go, CNN. Let him go.
Let it go. Surely there's another right-wing boogeyman that you can conjure up. And D, maybe one day you could just, I don't know, take a peek at the left, at Democrats, when you talk about dangerous, cultish devotion. You could spend a lifetime talking about the left's dangerous devotion to any number of things. Abortion, for example. You talk about a cult-like devotion that's dangerous and that's a threat to humanity. Democrats worship at the altar of abortion. Anybody remember the old phrase, safe, legal, and rare? I mean, that is just not a thing anymore.
Write that down. That's good.
Safe, legal, and rare. We want abortions to be safe, legal, and rare. You're considered a right-wing kook, and you have no place in today's Democrat Party if you dare suggest that abortion should be rare or limited in any way at all. Even as Democrats claim the right is extreme on this issue and every other issue, nearly everyone on the left supports abortion on demand now, including partial birth abortion. Democrats continually attack Second Amendment supporters because Second Amendment supporters believe that when our founders declare in the Constitution that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, they meant just that. Don't infringe our right. You can't. But for abortion, which is not a right in the Constitution, somehow that 1973 Supreme Court decision can't be altered or tweaked or limited in any way at all, ever. It's sacred to them. In fact, Democrats are so extreme, so radical about it, with such a cultish devotion now, that Roe v. Wade looks like it came from the Heritage Foundation by comparison to what you see today. Roe v. Wade is conservative compared to where the Democrats are today. They've gone so far left that you can't even get Democrats to admit that the fetus whose heart starts beating within 21 days of conception. You can't even get them to admit that a baby in the womb is even a human being. Does anybody remember when Debbie Wasserman Schultz was asked about it, about whether or not her actual children were human when they were in the womb?
You have 3 children, correct?
I do.
What are their ages?
I have twin 16-year-olds and a 12-year-old.
And in your opinion, were they human beings before they were born?
You know, I believe that every woman has the right to make their own reproductive choices.
What did you believe about your children, though?
That I had the right to make my own reproductive choices, which I was glad to have, a right which I was proud to have.
So were they human beings, or just yes or no?
They're human beings today, and I'm glad that I had an opportunity to make my own reproductive choices as a right that every woman has and should maintain.
Okay. I mean, that's... Talk about cult-like devotion. If you can't follow your maternal instincts on that one, Deb, try following the science on it. They were human beings in your womb, and you know it. But if they admit it, then what are they doing? Well, they're killing human beings. They're ending human life. So they can't admit it now. Progressives have been absolutely masterful at spinning this discussion in their favor. It's not about a human life, an innocent baby. It's about a woman's right to choose. It's not about ending a life or killing a baby. It's about reproductive health. And we certainly can't go back to those back alley abortions that killed so many women. Was it 5,000 a year that died in back alley abortions? 10,000 a year? Whatever year you're speaking of, these unsafe abortions took the lives of 10,000 women or more every single year. Surely even that number, as massive as it sounds, It wasn't even close to the real number, which according to some experts was actually 50,000 women a year. Tragically killed, simply trying to exercise their right to choose. And we can't have that. We can't go back to those days. Which, by the way, nobody's suggesting that we go back to back alley abortions. But since that number was so instrumental in changing the debate in America, they must have had some meticulously kept statistics from hospitals or from the Department of Health or something, right? Wrong. Nope. Around a decade after Roe v. Wade, that big decision from the Supreme Court in 1973, the truth about from whence those numbers came was revealed. Do you know where they came from? The numbers that 5,000 to 10,000 women a year die in back alley abortions. It came from the co-founder of NARAL, the National Abortion Rights Action League, which is a hardcore, radical abortion organization. I think you could best describe it as Planned Parenthood on steroids. That group's co-founder, Dr. Bernard Nathanson, admitted he made the numbers up. He just made it up out of whole cloth. Let me quote Dr. Nathanson. I confess that I knew the numbers were totally false. And I suppose the others did too if they stopped to think of it. But in the morality of our revolution, it was a useful figure, widely accepted. So why go out of our way to correct it with honest statistics? The overriding concern was to get the laws eliminated, and anything within reason that had to be done was permissible. Now, he admitted that years after because Nathanson went from NARAL founder to a pro-life advocate, much the same way Norma McCorvey, the Roe in Roe v. Wade did. So he had a change of heart, too, and admitted what he'd done. So, crazy. But what were the real numbers then? If it wasn't 5,000 or 10,000 a year, what was the real number? Was it like 9,000 or 4,000? Well, in 1972, the year before Roe v. Wade, the number of women who actually died from an abortion attempt in some back alley or unsafe abortion effort was 39. Not 39,000, not 3,900, 39. Period. The next year, the year the Supreme Court made their landmark decision, the number of deaths from illegal abortions was 19. The number of deaths from legal abortions was 25.
Wow. Repeat that one. Okay, so 1973, they make abortion legal in the United States. And the number of deaths from back alley abortions
the
that
illegal
year,
ones
the illegal ones
was 19.
19. And how many from the legal ones now?
25.
That number seems bigger.
Seems bigger, doesn't it? I mean, it must be our bad math skills. Certainly, it can't be bigger.
The fact that we're middle-aged white dudes,
right,
trying to have a discussion about
exactly
I don't know, babies living.
Our white privilege is showing.
Yes, it is.
And by the way, the abortion total since 1973 has now reached about 63 million babies. 63 million. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 4, can you believe that, have had an abortion? For black women in New York City, more babies are aborted than are born alive. I mean, that's the Margaret Sanger dream.
That's a genocide right there.
It is. It is. I mean, that's not hyperbole. It is. And that's exactly what Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, that was exactly her vision, was to get rid of blacks and undesirables, as she called them. And Democrats want more. Why? Because they've become a dangerous death cult. That's why. You're not going to get that from CNN, but it's the plain and simple truth. And it's just one of the things that they've got a cultish, like dangerous obsession over. Tomorrow, we should get into climate change and what kind of religion that is to them. What kind of cult these climate change buffoons are. it's agonizing.
Yes.
Absolutely agonizing. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust, because if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you need a really good realtor, somebody that can get you through the process, somebody who can give you really good advice, because you're going to need it. It's a huge investment, and you want to get it right. You want to live in a nice neighborhood. These agents will know where that is. You want to live with, if you've got kids, where there's other kids that they can hang out with, have fun with, get to know, have friends. You want to live in a good school district. These are all the things you count on your realtor for. And so if you go with some shoddy realtor who's not really committed to their business, you never know what you're going to get. Real estate agents I trust. It's Glenn's company, and so his team has really vetted these realtors. So you really know what you're going to get. And they're fans of the show, so you're going to have a lot in common with them right from the beginning. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
These Democrat cultists, not just abortion, not just climate change, as we've been talking about over the last months, it's also a cultish devotion to COVID-19, to vaccines, to mask wearing. They're psycho over it.
Yes.
They're seriously psychotic about it. It's ludicrous. In the face of all the scientific information that is available, they don't even pay attention to it. We just had that Stanford study, which Stanford claims didn't come from them, but it came from Stanford. But I'm not sure how that works. But a study that came from Stanford is not a Stanford study. And it showed there is no protection from these masks. They don't do anything. They really don't do anything. But they're clinging to it. In Britain, Pat had caught my tail.
Yeah, caught my tail. That's fun.
Pat had caught my tail. Sends us this. COVID-19 information.
Oh, yeah. You want to go swimming in
swimming.
Britain.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. When swimming, only active single file movement is allowed without long rest periods.
Wait, what?
Wait. Oh,
so swim in a straight line, don't rest. Okay. I think I can remember that.
And we all have to get in a single file
Yeah.
line as we swim?
It's called order, Pat.
Okay. When
What
you
else?
need to rest, look away from other swimmers and maintain social distancing.
Okay, so no long rest periods, but when you do rest,
Don't look at anybody.
don't look at me. Are you looking at me?
It's like our kids in the back seat. Daddy's looking at me. He's looking at me. Well, don't look at him.
What? I mean, ours is...
This is crazy.
What else is on the list there?
Overtaking is not permitted unless it can be done whilst maintaining social distancing.
I mean, there's a lot wrong with that sentence.
Yeah.
So passing while...
You can't pass anybody unless you can do it while you're socially distanced.
And don't turn toward them either while you're
No,
doing
don't
it.
look at them as you pass them. Don't look at them. When swimming, exhale water where you can. Okay. Backstroke is not permitted.
What?
Wide strokes, such as butterfly, are only allowed if social distancing can be maintained.
I'm not going to remember all of this. I'm going to be just trying to swim, man.
Here's the thing. Maybe you just don't swim because this is just asinine. Respect lane discipline and other swimmers. There may be mixed abilities, in the
Okay.
pool. Some may not be as good a swimmer as you
Then
are.
they need to be in the kiddie pool with me.
Bring your own drinking water and hand sanitizer. Yeah, that's a good safety tip.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
I'll do that. There is no equipment to hire or borrow.
Yeah, so don't ask.
And do not use the equipment that has been marked out of use.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. Was there one in there you said breathe underwater? Exhale underwater?
Let's see. Backstroke not permitted. Yeah, when swimming, exhale underwater where you can.
Oh, shut up, you. And then you come up for air?
And then you come up for air, I guess.
That's the...
But you better be socially distanced when you do it.
What if you exhale underwater, which has got to be difficult in of itself. I don't know. Then you come up for air, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I'm so close to someone. Oh, what do I do?
You're probably both going to die now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's too late at that point.
Really?
Yeah, you're just dead. So know your time is limited. You got about 2 weeks to live at that point.
2 weeks to live.
2 weeks.
If you pop your head.
Max. I'm talking max.
Yeah, it's
2 weeks.
It's probably closer to 10 days as opposed to 14.
Well, it's just best to remember Bon Jovi.
Though I'll keep my social distance,
Underwater.
this world needs you huggy.
Until we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love. So love yourself and love your family. Love your neighbor and a friend.
Anytime you love a stranger, she's a friend you ain't made.
What's that? Okay, so until we find the vaccination, there's no substitute for love.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently there is a substitute for love now because we got all kinds of vaccinations.
So, Kara 3022, a Pathead who regularly tweets stuff during the show, I like this meme that she posted this morning. If you believe an unvaccinated person, because we're pariahs right now to those that are vaccinated. I mean, you've seen the videos. Yeah. If you believe an unvaccinated person is a risk to a vaccinated person, then you don't really believe in vaccines, do you?
Yes. I keep thinking that. I think we've mentioned the kind of that. And thank you, Kara 3022, for bringing it up again because it doesn't make any sense.
Why do you care?
Why are we getting the vaccinations if they're not doing anything, if they're not protecting anyone?
If you really believed that me wearing a mask was the difference between your life or death, okay? Then that's fine. You believe that, right?
Yep.
But now that you have the vaccine, you can get off my case.
Well, the thing is, the vaccine protects you, not others. Well, wait. If I can't get the freaking virus, how am I giving it to you? How? If I take the vaccine, it protects me from getting the virus. Right. If I don't have the virus, I can't pass it on to anybody.
Congratulations, you've now protected yourself from my stupidity, right?
And others.
Isn't that the mindset you should have? I've got the vaccine. I'm invincible. That's why they're crying, shooting these videos in their cars. It's so good.
Permanent tattoos.
Right, but I'm saying they get the vaccine. Band-Aids. They can go back to living their life. Well, then good. Now you shouldn't care if A, I get the vaccine, B, wear a mask, C, I'm in close quarters with you. Why do you care about my life and how I'm living it, dude? Back off.
No, they can't because it's a cult. They can't. It's the branch Covidians. And they should all live together is what should happen. You know, like the branch Davidians did.
Yeah.
They all live together in one big, happy little complex there.
I want to thank Governor Ron DeSantis for being a leader and for having a spine, and he puts his money where his mouth is, and he just signed a law there that if you're a business operating in the state of Florida, you ask someone for a COVID vaccine passport and all that good stuff, proof of vaccination, $5,000 fine. Get out of here.
Wow, nice.
So that's how you got to play this game. I'm sorry. It's time for governments, states, to step in and stop this madness. Thanks, Florida.
They're really the ones who created it, though. The federal government, under Biden, has really created this mess. And I don't know. I don't see any help coming from government on that front. Except for Texas and Florida, where in the red states you might get some help.
I don't know, man. Texas. You got Dallas side and you got Fort Worth side. They're two different worlds. And you need something like, you need Abbott to be a man the way DeSantis. And since DeSantis did it, maybe this is now a green light for Abbott to do it since it's been that way with everything else. Go and do the same thing. I wonder, does this affect Disney World? So Disney World can't ask for proof of vaccination? Oh, the Malinak family vacation may be back on, kids. I got to look into that one because you can see this train wreck coming.
They'll still ask you to wear a mask, though. Right? Which you're not going to do.
Absolutely not going to book this trip if that's still the case. But, you've got the Dodgers, you've got the state of Washington, you've got these ballparks now that are saying vaccinated section over here. I mean, that's Jim Crow on steroids, is it not? Oh, I'm sorry. That's Jim Crow on vaccination. I mean, we are separating ourselves in every things in ways that we couldn't imagine separating ourselves a year ago. Ta-da!
We used to think separating ourselves was wrong, and we tried to fight against it. But we've learned since it isn't. No, separating ourselves is desirable now. It's good. It's fun. And it's the right thing to do.
Okay. Well,
okay. All right. So that's our new think.
Yeah. See, I went to school in the Dark Ages.
Yeah, you did.
So I had to sit there and watch speeches by Martin Luther King and stuff like that.
Blah, blah,
right.
blah. Content of character, rather color of skin, blah, blah, blah.
Treat everybody the same.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Racist.
Okay.
Okay. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Really is. Here was our fearless leader on vaccine distribution yesterday. He had some things to say, get off his chest, and man, did he ever.
We're also going to slip vaccines directly to pediatricians.
Slip them?
Ship them to pediatricians during the following weeks.
Pause
so
it.
Parents,
like it's a clandestine activity. We're also gonna slip vaccinations to pediatricians secretly. We're gonna don't tell anybody we're giving you this vaccine. Shh, keep it on the down low.
Probably. Do they even tell the pediatricians? They just kind of. Do the pediatricians just wake up in the middle and like, ow, what the? Oh, that's probably what they did.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to slip you a vaccine, but then I jabbed you in the arm instead. I'm sorry. All right, let's start it over so we can hear that again. That's awesome.
We're also going to slip vaccines directly to pediatricians. Ship them to pediatricians during the following weeks.
Slip them.
So parents and their children can talk to their family doctor about July 4th. But we're not there yet.
No, we're not.
That's why I'm asking people to continue to follow the CDC guidelines as we work to get
Catholic
more
Charities
people
Division.
We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated.
Okay.
Visit vaccines.gov, vaccines.gov, or text to your zip code.
Roll it back to the beginning of this because he goes vaccines.gum. Corrects himself, then goes back to vaccines.gum. So,
nailed it.
Am I to believe that it's vaccines.gum then? And he actually slipped up when he said .gov?
Vaccines.gum.
Go to vaccines.gum.
Yeah.
It's Wrigley's chewing gum website. And they'll send you some double mint.
Oh, yeah?
If you get vaccinated.
Let's see if vaccine.gum is available at GoDaddy.
I went to vaccine.gum.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing happens, right?
Nothing happened.
Yeah, so you can get vaccingum.tech. It's only cost you $9.99 the first year, Pat.
Play the end of that again. That's fantastic.
To make it easier than ever to get vaccinated.
Okay.
Visit vaccines.gov, vaccines.gum,
Give it
or
up.
text to text your zip code.
My zip code to
438829. 438829.
Okay, the number thing is really a thing.
He can't do it.
It is
He cannot do
an
it.
absolute hardcore thing. He can't. It doesn't matter if it's right on the teleprompter. It doesn't matter if it's coming out of his head spontaneously. He can't.
He can't do it.
It just can't happen.
I mean,
That's
I kind of feel
amazing.
his pain there. Okay, I'm not talking about death. I'm not wishing that at all. I'm talking about removal through, what is it, the 25th Amendment? Okay?
Yeah.
What is our over-under on when the man, his last day in office?
Well, you know mine. 6 months to a year.
So let's write these down.
About a date?
Let's do a date.
I don't know.
I'll
That
get
makes it
Jeffy to
harder.
come up with a date when he gets in here in a second.
I'll say December 3rd,
December 3rd,
2021.
2021. Okay, I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to say they're going to milk this cow for those 2 years so that Kamala can get her 10. I'm going to go
Maybe.
January 21, 2023.
Oh, wow. You think he'll make it that long?
And it's going to be quite
All
a
right.
ride until then.
Oh, my gosh. If he hangs out that long, it's going to be fun.
Pat Gray, the Blaze Radio Network.
888-900-3393 got some tweets here. Non-binary George and Cancel Culture Club. I like that. The Cancel Culture Club. I wonder if CNN has looked into the cult of leftists in BLM or Antifa. Please.
What is that?
Nope.
Never heard of that.
Nope. First of all, Antifa doesn't exist.
Thank you.
Hello, it's an idea. Attack Yuki tweets, a Band-Aid tattoo? Oh, boy, should have gotten a guinea pig tattooed on his arm where he got jabbed.
Nice.
See, yeah, because he's a guinea pig.
He's a guinea pig.
For the vaccine.
I think we followed along there.
Right.
You get that?
Yep.
I like what you did there. Bovine scatology. Perhaps instead of all those asinine swimming rules, they could just take their temperature while entering. Yeah, because that works. That's foolproof. Man, if you don't have a temperature, you don't have COVID. Except for 60% of people who don't get the fever when they get the disease.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, don't let that bother you. Gary D., if a pregnant woman is murdered, why is the offender charged with not just one but two murders if the fetus is not a human? That's a pretty good question. And it's interesting that places like California charge with a double murder.
Yeah.
You're signaling.
It was off camera.
What's
It was
going
to
on?
Jeffrey.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with you. So
All right,
it's
what's
cool.
the problem? Well, you've distracted me now.
I know,
So just
me
tell
too.
him. Tell him what's the problem.
I want him to see the note that I left over there. My gosh, man.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
So there it is. I hope it's important.
It is very important.
I hope it's really important.
My goodness.
I'll pay
All right.
you the $10,000.
Not that note. Not that note. Not that note.
Thank
I don't want my knees taken out, bro.
Axis Tech tweets, if Bill and Melinda decide to reconcile rather than divorcing, would this be a marriage reboot? Marriage reboot?
Bill and Melinda 2.0.
See, because it's like a Microsoft thing. Because they're Microsoft people. It's great.
Windows Vistas.
Oh, you know
where
what?
It is crashing all the
You
time.
know what? Speaking of Jeffy, it is. It's that time again.
Wait.
Here we go. Bum, da, bum, dum, bum, bum, bum.
That's awesome.
Here comes the real crescendo, though, where they really kick out the
Knock it
jams.
out.
Hold it, kids.
There it is.
Hold it.
There it is.
Sustain that note. Yeah. Keep it going. Time to chew the fat with Jeffy.
Wake up, y'all.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Thank you. They've been pushing it for years. And now coming to a restaurant, store, or country near you very soon, mealworms. Yes,
Finally.
dried
Finally.
yellow mealworm can now be sold across the 27-nation EU bloc. So it's coming here very
Finally.
soon. It's the decision from EU governments and a food safety assessment from the European Commission. They published the opinion this year, concluded that worms were safe to eat. Researchers said the worms, either eaten whole or in powdered form, are a protein-rich snack.
Oh,
or
you
an
can get
ingredient
powdered
for-
mealworms?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, I mean that's what's coming to the shelves right now because it's going to be used as a protein boost
Oh, yeah.
for cookies,
Oh, you can mix it into your
pasta,
drink. Oh, yeah.
or
Okay.
baked goods.
Oh.
Now they're going to try to, reassure you fussy eaters out there that millions of people around the world already eat insects. I mean,
in Europe, they love it. In Europe,
they sure every
in
6
Africa, they like your
for the past 3 or
mealworms.
4 years, every 6 months or
you
so they
warned us.
come out. Yes, I have.
In
They just
Southeast
keep
Asia,
coming
it's a
out.
delicacy.
Yep.
In Australia, they really like them.
Now look,
I don't care.
Look,
They can eat them in every other country, in every other corner of the globe.
Yeah.
I'm not eating mealworms. I don't care.
now
don't
allergic
care.
reactions may occur.
Oh, boy.
For some people,
Really?
with pre-existing allergies to
mealworms?
crustaceans and dust mites. So if you have
Dust mites.
if you're allergic to crustaceans or dust mites, then you might want to
Are-
lay off the mealworm
Are
powder.
mealworms related to dust mites? Why? Where's the connection there?
I mean, think of that. That's just no.
don't know.
If you're connected to dust mites,
No.
why are people ingesting these things? Oh,
So I was just wondering, I know that this is a protein boost for cookies.
Uh-huh.
and I happened to, if someone were to go to, say, Kexi.com, KexiCookie.com, could they expect a boost from mealworm powder?
No, they couldn't. No. My wife is so stubborn, I begged her to add mealworm powder to these cookies, and she won't do it.
That kind of ticks me off.
Everybody,
me too.
Pay attention now. Kexi.com, guaranteed 100%
mealworm
free.
And we always will be. I don't care how highly they're recommended
really?
by the UN.
Market, they're talking about the market being, billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Good. We're not participating.
You'll die on this hill.
Yes. We will die on the no mealworm hill.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Good luck. Yep. Remember way back in 2017 when we first heard about the fatberg in London?
Oh, yeah, we were about to get
in London.
One of the largest objects.
It was in Irving.
They've
had an issue with the sewer pipes out front here.
The one originally found was 820 feet, 130 tons, about 11 double-decker buses.
Oh, no.
That was
nothing.
removed.
That's nothing.
That's correct.
How big is this one?
They have a new one. The new one weighing 300 tons is clogging.
It's 330 tons.
Now this one that you're watching on Blaze TV, this was the original one.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the original.
Look at that's hardly anything right there.
I know.
And there's only a few rats wandering around.
And they actually took a piece of this one and put it in a museum.
Really?
Yeah, they took a piece of the original fatberg and they've got it on display.
Cool. I like it.
And of course, it's displayed in a sealed unit.
660,000 pounds is what 330 tons.
Yeah. Now they're blaming, of course, unflushable products like wipes, diapers, and sanitary products being flushed.
No!
Give me the mealworms, bro.
They're saying, as always, leave your leftover cooking fat to cool before disposing of it in the trash bin.
Okay.
And stick to only flushing the 3 Ps.
Oh, no. What's that?
Okay? Pee, poo, and toilet paper. Okay?
I see.
Not anything else?
I think we're good on the images.
Goes in the trash bin. Now, this is a piece that they pulled out and now is in the museum on display from the original fatberg.
Oh,
and that's the one from the latest one that they're trying to get rid of.
And how do they
Man, what a
remove
good gig that is, huh?
Yeah, right.
Ooh, no thank you.
They're talking about at least a month.
You couldn't pay me enough.
Unclog.
It'll take a month?
At least a month to clean that out, yeah.
My gosh.
I know. Holy cow. And it's got to be
man,
nasty.
Is there like?
Can you imagine the smell?
Oh,
yes, I can.
Is there like fat from the World War I era a part of how long?
It's possible.
Do they think this thing's been building
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's no telling. We won't know until we start digging through the.
Oh no, dissecting it. Gross.
Oh man, nastiness. Okay, I'm done thinking about that. NASA said that the first 3 flights of the drone called Ingenuity has worked so well that they're moving from a demonstration to an operational phase.
Is that the helicopter?
Yes,
nice.
It is. That means the chopper will support NASA's Perseverance rover in helping its hunt for signs of life on Mars. So they're giving it another 30 days. And if you're watching on Blaze TV, you're going to watch the helicopter take off and fly. This was the final flight that they flew on Mars, and then they said, man, everything is so good, we're going to extend it, and it's going to be to an operational phase now. And it flies off camera and then comes back and lands. I'll let that roll. But it talks about the technical performance has been fantastic, and it's exceeding all our expectations.
That's cool.
I love that.
Project manager. You can't tell how excited we are for this. And then it comes back on you if you're watching on Blaze TV and lands. So it's kind of cool. We're watching all this.
How big is that
take
thing,
place
by the
on
way?
Mars.
Do you know? Have any idea how big it is?
123 meters.
Oh no, really?
No, it isn't.
I mean,
no,
don't make
it's
me
very
look
small.
It's just we've seen the pictures of it.
It's small
on rover.
So it's not
Yeah,
it's more like a drone than an actual helicopter, right?
Yes.
It's just called
yes,
yes,
that's correct. It's a drone helicopter.
Speaking of space objects, do you have the story about the solar probe that's headed toward the sun?
Uh-oh.
No, not for chewing the fat, but I mean, I have another space story.
Okay.
Tell me the solar
Let me tell you
probe.
this one, though. Fastest Earth object ever.
Okay.
It just broke the all-time record for humanity, going 430,000 miles an hour.
Seems a little fast.
430,000 miles an hour. That is crazy.
How many what's the horsepower on that bad boy?
I don't know. I think more than the engine, whatever the engine is, whatever kind of engine is powering it, whether it's nuclear or whatever, they're using the gravitational pull of the sun to really make that thing fly, and it's definitely flying. But they've got this little shield in front of it, so because they're only 4 million miles from the sun right now. 4 million miles. So they're saying,
a little warm.
If you were to compare that to like a football field, you'd be inside the 4-yard line right now. That's how close they are to the goal line, to the sun. So it's pretty amazing. So they got this heat shield that is protecting it from the 3,000 degree temperatures. 4 million miles away from the sun, it's still 2,500 to 3,000 degrees.
How good's its red zone offense, though?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see soon.
I know that.
But the temperature of the probe itself, despite the fact that the shield is at 2,500 degrees, the probe is at 83 degrees.
So that's great.
Is that
That's what they want, right? I mean, that's what you're going to want on to travel, so you can get closer and closer.
Yeah.
Because obviously the closer you get, the warmer the entire thing gets.
Yes.
And speaking of space, I'm trying to find if there's an updated timetable on when that debris from the Chinese rocket.
They do not know.
Yeah.
They do not know. And they don't know how big it's going to be, what's going to burn up, what's not going to burn up. They're saying that it could hit any time, any place within the next week or 2 weeks, really. So just be, heads up. Don't worry about that.
Heads up.
And as cool as that is, it makes feel good about the space agency. This story, a group of experts from the U.S. and European space agencies attended a week-long exercise led by NASA in which they faced a hypothetical scenario. An asteroid 35 million miles away, approaching the planet, could hit within 6 months. With each passing day of the exercise, the participants learned more about the asteroid's size, the trajectory, the chance of impact. Then they had to cooperate with each other and use their technical knowledge to see if anything could be done to stop the space rock. Nope, they couldn't figure it out. So they would have hit. It could have hit Earth.
Really?
Now,
what about? I thought this kinetic energy thing would work.
Yeah, no, we just couldn't figure it out, Pat. We didn't have enough time.
You're right.
We didn't have time to figure it out. So, good luck, God bless.
Oh well.
They figured that it would have, with their studies, it would have hit Europe. So,
what if we all wear a mask when the?
You're fine.
We'll be okay, right? If everybody would just wear a mask when the asteroid hits,
fine.
You're going to be
You're
fine. Don't worry about it.
It's going to hit Europe. Some would say so.
And
I thought I was supposed to be concerned about this thing.
Not if you wear a mask.
No,
it's
you're fine.
It's fine.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Hey, remember to subscribe to Chewing the Fat, by the way, the podcast Chewing the Fat with me, Jeff Fisher. Just a reminder. You can you can choose whatever platform warms the little cockles of your heart, but it can be iHeart, it can be iTunes, whatever you want. But subscribe to Chewing the Fat. Okay. Speaking of space, Elon Musk is set to host Saturday Night Live this coming Saturday night.
Oh, did you see Doge, by the way?
But going through the roof, 70 cents as of this morning. Yeah. Good thing I bought it. A penny. Wish I had.
Sniff, sniff.
But some cast members have made it clear that they are less enthused about the prospect of Elon being on Saturday Night Live. Seriously? I mean, he tweeted, I think we actually talked about this last week, where he had tweeted, let's find out just how live Saturday night it really is. Just funny, right? And it's his little slam on the Securities and Exchange Commission. And one of the cast members, Bowen Yang, who doesn't know who Bowen Yang is, right, on Saturday Night Live?
Superstar Bowen
quote tweeted
Yang.
that. What the F does that even mean? I mean, that's why the show isn't funny anymore.
You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the funniest thing I heard about the entire thing was Michael Che was on Jimmy Fallon, and he said that he hopes the billionaire will uphold the SNL tradition of hosts giving a couple of $1 million to each cast member. That's funny.
That is funny.
That is funny. But we'll see. Miley Cyrus has been getting blasted for signing up to perform on the episode. Now, if you believe it, now the rehearsals started yesterday. So if you believe that that's actually true, I mean, it's a good promo if it's not true, right? I mean, they're really promoting this episode because people are going to watch it now for sure to see if he can be any kind of funny or how the cast treats him live on the air, that kind of thing. So it's a good promotion. And I know they made a big deal out of saying that, They would never make the cast do what they didn't want to do. Lorne Michaels would never make the cast do that. If they didn't want to be there, it would be okay. Really? Really? I mean, I guess in today's world, yeah, okay. Maybe that is true. But for me, I would say, you don't want to do your job?
Yeah. See
Bye.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
They've already been doing it poorly, I would like to point out.
Thank you. And they need. Remember when they used to have big guests on that would create a stir, and then people would watch it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be for
Seems
television?
Like it. Yeah, seems like it.
Anyway, you learn this story. You learn something new every day, Pat. The Carter Center released a photo of the Bidens stopping by the Carter residence, Jimmy and his wife in Plains, Georgia last week. And but I'm just saying, I don't know. Did you see the actual picture of them as hobbits? I think they've either. I'm not sure what causes that.
The AP has come out and said it was
the
a
lens.
wide angle.
It was
lens.
a wide angle lens. That was the original. That was the original one. But I don't know that that's actually. Anyway, I just found it hilarious that it's almost like. I mean, it really looks like they're puppets.
I know. I'm glad it wasn't just us. I think Joe. No, I'm not going to go there. Okay.
I want to too.
Oh, he thought Rosalind was 13?
Yeah, so
it looked kind of kiddish.
Yeah. The other thing is that there's no mask wearing there, and they're indoors, and that's an elderly couple.
And okay, so they've all been vaccinated.
Yeah.
All
so
right,
what?
But the way they preach it, they put their masks on when they were leaving the house.
Right.
I mean, how dumb is that?
Dumb.
I mean, he should have just gone to
vaccine.gum.
Right?
Find out how dumb he is at vaccines.gum.
Or whatever the website.
Yeah, I like that. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where we got some tweets. Buttigieg's bigoted bridges tweets. Aha! That's what will replace beef in the USA as the main protein source, mealworms. Bill Gates has his way.
It's coming, baby.
Grill us up some mealworms in the backyard.
Bill has some other things on his mind, like he's about to lose roughly $75 billion to
he's not going to give up that much.
Soon-to-be ex-wife. They don't have a prenup. Did you read that?
Yeah.
They both said, no prenup.
Uh-oh.
How can you, in 1994, when you're Bill Gates, not sign a prenup?
Yeah, he was in love with
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, he was so in love. He was so in love at the time that they didn't have a prenup, but they did have a separate agreement that he could get together with his ex-girlfriend once a year.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year. I think it was twice a year.
They did their weekend getaways on the coast.
They did a long weekend every year with his ex-girlfriend.
He said.
By the way, Melinda was not invited to these getaways.
Well, of course not.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to get in between Bill and his girlfriend.
He said that they really. He said
That's
that they had a really great relationship, and they loved to talk.
Yeah.
And they'd play. Putt golf.
Yeah. And talked about really brainy things while they played miniature golf.
Yeah.
Golf.
I mean,
put the ball.
Whatever.
Hey, so Dr. Fauci, is he going to be jealous now because he's his new Tinder match for Bill Gates? Does he know about this other woman?
No,
this is just
this
is just a different kind of relationship. The first one that comes out with the new friend is the one that asked for the divorce. Because if they've been together for 27 years, for the last 10, maybe even 15, because the oldest child is 18. For the last 10 years anyway, they've been
Wait, the oldest is 18?
I think so, yeah. Or the youngest. I mean, the youngest is 18. Yeah,
that's what
the
I
oldest
thought,
is 25, I think, or something like that. But the youngest is 18. So,
wow, I'm really
get out.
I'm disappointed. In the Gates and the fact that you gentlemen have both been saying the number 18 with no inflection whatsoever. By the way, in 1994, when they got married, he was already worth $9.35 billion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So where is that
didn't
prenup?
sign a prenup in 1994? Come on, that's crazy.
Man,
it's absolutely crazy.
But she worked. She's got quite a bit. It's reported that she's got quite a bit of money herself right? I don't know if that's all under the Bill umbrella, but she worked for Microsoft for a long time.
Oh, and she runs the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
I know, but I mean, she also worked for Microsoft too. So I mean, she's got some. She's got some of her own
she's
cash,
an accomplished
too.
woman.
I don't think she's, well, she will be soon up there in the, richest female list.
No, she's about to join Mrs. Bezos.
Because she's a little over $50 billion. Mackenzie. Mackenzie Scott is a little over $50 billion. So
Is she going by her maiden name already?
Yeah.
Is she? Wow. Well, good for her. Sarah Price, 1969 tweets, "When will I learn not to eat when Jeffy is on? He always upsets my stomach."
Oh. Sorry. Mealworms are good.
Yeah, no, they're
It's
not.
the powder
No,
that's helpful.
Rants out loud, AFT, Kexi cookies, 100% mealworm free.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Kexi mealworm promise. It really is. It really is. And you can find it at Kexi.com. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know, we were talking about that super fast probe that's headed towards the sun. Goes 430,000 miles an hour. That's fast enough to get you from New York to Los Angeles in 20 seconds.
Oh, my.
So,
that'd be nice.
Looking forward to the time when we can reach those speeds here on Earth.
Yes.
Sorry, it took us 22 seconds to get here. Got a little held up in St. Louis.
Yeah, we had to slow down a bit because of the turbulence. We were only doing about 380,000 for a while.
See,
there.
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping that brings is that we don't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about when I'm talking about we're not ready for space travel yet because we still have to. Oh, we have to wait because of cloud cover. No, I want to get in and go. Get in and go. So when you can go from LA to New York in 20 seconds, we're not going to have to worry about cloud cover.
That's almost teleportation speed.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It really is.
Oh yeah. And I think we're farther along. We're close to teleportation. Closer than I think we're closer than we think.
We've teleported a proton.
Yeah, they've reported
before.
that. And they reported that. That's been a couple of years.
So we're there,
now
right?
since they reported that.
We're there.
So I feel like since they're reporting that we're doing protons, we've already killed a bunch of people.
I like it. That's a good thought.
We've already killed a bunch of people
man.
trying. Yeah.
That's a Jeffy take
We're
if there
almost
ever
there.
was one.
We're almost
Because they've already told us they're doing protons, so they've already experimented and killed a whole bunch of people.
Absolutely.
Look for the town.
They've run out of rats and are moving on to Fred.
Look for the town.
What happened to Fred? I don't know.
Where there's no homeless population anymore. That's where they're taking them off the street.
Taking them off the street. The prison population reduced by 76,000. Yeah, they're doing teleportation on them. That's what they're doing.
How did you do that, Mr. Mayor? Tell us about your plan.
That's evident right there in front of everyone.
That's a perfect Jeffy take right there.
I like it. I actually like it. Okay, I'm with you, man.
Thank you.
Well, it's obvious. It's obvious where these people going. They're mounds of molecules now on their teleportation pad.
Let's
We gotta learn somehow.
Pat heads. This is the greatest audience ever. Homelessness is becoming an even bigger issue in this country. Find us the city where the homeless population is going down, and that's where they're experimenting.
That's where they're taking them.
I'm with you.
I'm sure we'll have a few tweets on that
Sure we will.
momentarily. By the way, Derek Chauvin's lawyer has already filed a motion for a new trial. I mean, obviously,
good.
As
it
he
would
should.
be negligence at this point not to.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he should be disbarred if he didn't file a motion.
Yes.
This juror saying what he said and being at a BLM rally.
Yeah. You want to hear that audio? He was on a podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, listen to this. This is a
We're
juror.
talking to Brandon Mitchell. He was juror number 52 in the Derek Chauvin murder trial. Brandon, before we wrap, many people don't like jury duty and probably wouldn't respond to the letter that you get in the mail. So what message would you leave to those about saying yes to jury duty?
I mean, it's important. If we want to see some change, we want to see some things going differently, we got to get out there and get into these avenues and get in these rooms to try to spark some change. And that's jury duty is one of the things. Jury duty, voting, all of those things are things we got to do.
And how can people follow you on social media or tune into your podcast?
Yeah, so the Wholesome Pod.
Another
I was waiting for
freaking podcast.
I mean, it's no atthemikeshow.com, but I'm sure it's great. This guy's Juror's podcast.
Juror has a podcast.
Well,
What are you waiting for, man?
Juror 52.
Oh, that would be a good name for a podcast. Hey, it's Juror 52. What's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Brandon,
I'm the guy that's
Michaels.
causing another trial.
Yeah.
Brandon Mitchell, Juror 52.
Right? I mean, how do you lose that as
I don't know. Plus, with
defense?
everything else that surrounded this case as well, during the trial, you had Maxine Waters show up while they were still the full jury wasn't picked at that time.
Right.
You had other writing, and since they weren't sequestered, they were coming in and out of the courthouse every day, looking at the protests going on.
Well, they were partially sequestered, but they got to go home at night, and I'm sure they didn't listen to anything or watch anything at night.
No.
What are you going to watch at night? Nothing. There's nothing on.
There's nothing on,
right?
man.
All the stations sign off at night.
So partially sequestered is they went into a building and then they got to leave the building at the end of the day. That's not being sequestered.
That's exactly what their partial sequestration was.
Okay.
It's exactly what it was.
I know, but that's not.
It's ludicrous.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. Unbelievable.
And
I don't know how he doesn't get a second trial.
I don't know either.
And you've made the point the city of Minneapolis has already paid the family, $27 million?
And they paid him. That happened before the jury
Which
was
effectively admits guilt.
Jeez.
Maxine happened before the trial was over. The jury payment happened before the full jury was picked.
And you have the juror genius
$27
with
million.
the "Get Your Knee Off Our Necks"
There he is.
t-shirt at a BLM rally.
Right.
Juror 52.
He said in one interview I saw where he doesn't remember if he had that. He remembers going to DC, but he doesn't remember the shirt and what. Okay,
I don't remember
really?
the shirt. He wears it every freaking day. Oh, I don't remember the shirt.
I bet he wore it to court.
Thank you.
And I bet nobody said anything. He's probably sitting over there in the jury box.
He probably did.
Yep. Yeah. Get your knee off our necks. Yeah, that would go over really well. I bet they would ignore it. They would ignore it.
Yes.
We're in a place right now where it wouldn't surprise me if he wore it to trial.
I know.
Does anything surprise you anymore, though?
Not
Seriously.
really. No.
Do we hear anything in the news we're like, man, that is shocking?
Okay, the Hobbit Carter picture
That was,
surprised me.
Yeah,
I was surprised by the Bidens
I was
and the
surprised by
Carters.
that.
Yeah,
but not really.
I didn't realize the Carters had become hobbits. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean
that's how they've lived forever, man.
I mean, I
hobbits
hadn't
live a long
realized.
time?
I thought they were just elderly and living long, healthy lives.
No, it turns out they're 11D1, both of them.
Yeah, it turns out that Jeff Dunham is just used. They're just puppets now. It's just puppets.
Right. So, not a problem.
No, not a problem at all. I mean, Jimmy Carter's hanging in there, right? I mean,
my gosh,
he's
like
had
crazy.
It's like, how old is he?
95.
95. Hip surgeries. These guys had brain cancer. I mean, it bodes well.
Yep.
It makes you want to eat some peanuts. I'll tell you that.
Something's worked for him.
96.
96.
Yeah,
okay.
he'll be 97
Stand
later
corrected.
this year. My gosh.
Jeez.
So,
and how old is Rosalind?
It's a great question.
She's got to be close to that too.
I would think. Yeah, she's got to be
definitely in her
she's
early
a
90s.
Woman.
She is 93.
He's
She'll be
robbing the cradle,
94.
man.
Younger little girl. Younger girl.
Yeah, so she's 5'5", but in the Hobbit picture,
she's about 3'6".
3'6"
Hobbit picture.
max.
Yeah.
Max.
Look at that.
There's no 5 feet.
I never realized
no way.
They should be strong proponents for little people.
Right? Should have done more when you had the presidency,
I know,
Mr.
I didn't
Carter.
realize. Thank you. Little people actually held the White House.
I mean, look at Biden. He actually looks strong and healthy.
I know
there
he
compared
sure
to
does.
them.
That's why I don't know that it's actually real. He looks like he's a former NFL player.
I
there.
wonder if that's why they liked the picture and released it.
Probably.
Because look how healthy and
I know, he looks strong and healthy. I'm
gigantic
mad.
Joe Biden is.
Wow. I know.
He's like a superhero.
Dr. Jill Biden with her little peach dress on. We're in Georgia. It's agonizing.
It is.
I see that now.
It is. It's despicable.
It is.
Get
but
out of here.
All right. All right. We got to show you this. The police, what they face.
Is this in L.A.
in today's
Jeffy?
day and age?
Yes.
Is it Los Angeles?
He's a L.A. County sheriff. Yeah.
So this L.A. County sheriff pulls over a person and just receives a ration of abuse immediately.
Stop talking.
I was going at 38.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Good morning.
Which is, and the speed limit is 40, and I was going 38, so why are you harassing
You are
me?
correct. I pulled you over
Because you're a murderer.
Because
yes,
what?
I started to record
you
because
can't
you're a
be
murderer.
you can't be on your cell phone while you're driving.
I wasn't on my phone. I was recording you because you scared me.
You can't use your cell
I
phone
can
while you're
record
recording.
you.
May I have your driver's license?
It's at my apartment.
What's your apartment?
It's at my home. I'm just taking my son to his.
Do you have your driver's license?
Kids in the car.
I mistakenly left it at home.
Do you have a picture of your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
May I have it?
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Okay.
What? Why is she calling him that?
And so you're giving me a
'Cause he's a
cell
police
phone
officer.
ticket?
Oh, that's
Is that why
pathetic.
you're harassing me?
Not harassment. I am enforcing the law.
I
ma'am.
have a right to record the police when they're harassing me.
By all means, but you can't do it while you're driving.
I wasn't
Nice.
texting or none of that.
Yeah, that shook her up.
Do you have that
you
picture?
scared me and made me think you were going to murder me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Out of
That's
here.
not just a feeling, you're a murderer.
Okay. Can you zoom in on that for me?
My gosh.
Could never be a
And
cop.
I'm
That is
perfectly
pathetic.
legal.
I would have shot her
and
by
I'm
now.
a teacher. So
Right.
Congratulations.
murderer,
Yeah.
you're a murderer.
What's your last name? I can't see that there.
Well,
If
here you
stop,
go,
stop
murderer.
shaking. Zoom in on that for
No,
me, ma'am.
because you're scaring me.
Oh,
You're threatening to kill me and my son. Can you give me
Okay.
the
In what way?
I'll tell you what, you
Because
keep
he has a
smiling, you're on
pencil in his
camera.
hand?
You're trying to threaten
Pause
to
it for a
kill me.
second. This is just asinine. That's
I
some of
know.
the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. Okay, you're driving down the street and a police officer is there. And he scared you because he's there?
Yes.
He didn't do anything.
So she holds up her phone and starts recording him, and then he pulls her over.
And then he pulls her over.
Right.
Because she's using her. And in California, you can't do that.
Right.
So then he's a murderer because he pulled her over?
Yes.
And he's scaring her.
It gets better. He's not only a murderer.
Oh, really?
No, he's not
Oh,
only
he's
a murderer.
committed other crimes?
Yes, he has.
All right.
Stop shaking. Zoom in on that for
No,
me, ma'am.
because you're scaring me.
Oh,
You're threatening to kill me and my son. Can you give me
Okay. I'll tell you what, you keep smiling. You're on camera.
You're trying to threaten to kill me. I'm not
didn't say that.
smiling. You're the one who's.
Hold that still. I can't see that. Is this your car?
Yes, it is. And you're trying to say I stole my own car because you're jealous.
Because you're
Is
jealous.
that what
I don't
that's
think so.
about?
So he's a
You wait for me
jealous
right
murderer.
here, okay?
You're jealous.
All you need to do is
Now, here's the supervisor.
Because her car's a Mercedes, so he's obviously jealous.
That's it. There you go, ma'am. Sign inside the
For,
red
being
box
a,
right
for
there.
him being a Mexican racist. What
Oh,
is that?
wow.
happening?
It's on the
Gasso.
citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist.
Oh, golly.
You're always going to be a
my.
Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right?
Oh, my
You'll never be
God.
I
white,
know.
which is
But
what
he's
you
the
really
racist.
want.
But
You
he's
wanna
the
be white.
racist.
Have a good day.
You want to be white.
Now, she's a teacher.
You want to be white
Yeah,
so
you'll,
bad.
you'll
she's
never be white.
Not going to be a teacher anymore.
Well, there. You know,
right?
I read.
Please
well,
tell me she's been fired.
Well, they won't. The one reporter from L.A. reported that he found out that she has a history of making false complaints against deputies, and he said in this story last night, I've learned her name, but and that she is a professor at schools in the L.A. area. But at this time, he wasn't going to identify her because she has not returned any of his calls or emails. And I thought, well, maybe LeBron can just tweet a picture of her.
Right?
Let me just do a quick pick from LeBron out there in L.A. Maybe you can help. Maybe you can help out a little bit.
Jeez. Wow, that was ugly stuff.
Yep.
From
Real
her.
ugly.
Really,
Real ugly.
really
So
nasty.
she's a professor. She's got her kid in the car.
Yeah. What a great example for your son.
Doesn't have her driver's license. She has a
Idiot.
picture of it, which is
And he was cool
questionable.
enough to take the picture of it on her phone.
Didn't ask.
She doesn't. I don't think he has to do that.
I don't think so either. And I don't. And he didn't. At least in the video from his cam, didn't ask for registration.
He never got nasty with her.
Right.
He was calm the whole time and professional.
That's not
It's
a
amazing.
job I can perform.
My understanding
me
was
neither.
in one of the stories that I read is that particular area doesn't provide body cams, and this police officer purchased his own body cam so he could cover his own butt.
Good for him.
Smart move there.
Yeah.
But this is the climate
Nice
that's been
job.
created in this country.
Yep. Thank
I mean,
you
here
for
we
that.
are. I mean, you hate the
Yeah,
cops.
he's a hero.
Antifa and
This
BLM,
guy
thank you.
is a hero, man.
No question. All right, let me tell you about Scoremaster. The average American has a whole bunch of points, 97 points they can add to their credit score. Now, why do you care about that? Because your credit score means a lot. It really does. Unfortunately, it can mean the difference between something you can afford and something you can't afford because of the rate the interest rate that you receive because you have crappy credit is going to be really high, which has never made sense to me because obviously if you've got crappy credit, you're not doing that well. You're the one that needs the help.
I'm the one that needs the help.
They hit you even harder. So that's, I hate that.
Me too.
So 97 points could mean a great deal to you if you are applying for a loan. Maybe you're trying to buy a car or refinance your house. And 97 points is the average American amount that they can add to their credit score. But in 20 days or less, the average ScoreMaster user raises their score 61 points. 20 days or less. You know, you could save about $100,000 over the life of your loan when you do this if you're applying for a home loan. If you own your business, you know how essential great credit is? From getting a loan to funding projects to financing equipment, go to ScoreMaster first and see how super boosting your business credit score can save you a fortune. And they really do mean super boosting because I see these credit agencies, these credit repair agencies all the time that are advertising on TV. I raised my score 9 points. 9 points. Ooh, that helped you a lot. So you went from 500 to 509? Ooh, congratulations. You're going to save about $1 on your loan. ScoreMaster puts you in control of your finances, not the banks. Enroll in just minutes and see how many plus points you can add to your score and how fast. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. That's scoremaster.com/Pat. We don't know what that means anymore because we haven't done a darn thing about getting off Twitter yet. Maybe we should.
Maybe we should.
You know what?
Maybe we should.
Let's look into that. Let's have a meeting about seeing if we want to get off Twitter.
Well, I mean, President Trump created a huge new platform.
Did he?
Called a website. And he's posting stuff on there that a lot of people don't.
Website?
Pat, he's posting stuff on a thing called a website.
What's the website called? From the desk of or something? What is it?
Yeah, from the desk of
Donald J. Trump.
It looks like Facebook's going to allow him back on too.
Yeah, they're meeting
Facebook
this
and
week,
Instagram.
right? That's what they said. They're letting him back on.
Yeah,
they're
we'll
having
see.
their meeting. So if they're announcing,
be interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe Biden, this is great because I'm sick of wealthy people, and they shouldn't have wealth, right? Am I right?
I mean, that's the reason we didn't want Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live, right? Because he's rich.
Yes, exactly.
That's probably part of it. Seriously.
His new plan could take 61% of inherited wealth.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
If there is a single Marxist listening right now, I would love to hear from you on whether or not you believe the government,
this could be moral.
Any government, has more of a right to the money that you worked your anus off your entire life, and the government has a bigger claim to accumulation of wealth than your children.
Sell us on that.
Or your spouse. Yeah, sell me on that. Or your cat, for that matter, if that's where you want to leave your wealth.
Let's not get ridiculous.
Why does the government have a right to 61%? I mean, that's nearly 2/3 of everything you've accumulated during your lifetime.
Because a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, you don't love living in this country? You don't love freedom? Well, you just backed them in the corner and you forced them to love America.
Right. True. But that's, and think about this. That's after you've already paid all your taxes on all of it. And in many, if not most cases, you paid double taxes on it. Most of it or all of it. And now you're going to pay a third tax.
I mean, look at the family from the Samsung guy in South Korea, right? They're talking about probably $10.8 billion of inheritance tax.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. But I got to tell you about Raycon earbuds, which will not cost you $10.8 billion. In fact, they're going to cost you about half of what Apple earbuds cost you.
I love mine.
Man, I love these things.
I do too.
I don't know what life was before Raycon. But I mean, I can't even remember how old I was 6 months ago. I don't know how old I was. I was young and innocent. And I didn't know about Raycon earbuds. And now, again, I can't live without them. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products right now for my listeners. And here's what you got to do to get it. You go to raycon.com/gray. That easy. It's just that easy. There you'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. Such a good deal. You'll want a pair and then a spare as well. That's 15% off at B-U-Y, buyraycon.com/gray. That's buyraycon.com/gray. These things are awesome. Fit right in your ears. They feel good. They fit flat against your head. They're fantastic. Let me tell you about Gabby Insurance before we get back into this. When it comes to car and home insurance, we deserve better, frankly.
Amen.
I know I do. I put my policy to test and turned to Gabby. They literally stand for Get a Better Insurance. Gabby. See? Getting better insurance with Gabby means a better price for the same insurance company, because all you do is upload your current policy information, and then they find you a better deal with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers all in one place. Really good chance you're going to see a better deal out of this. And I was shocked when I found out how much I was overpaying.
You mean it's not fun going to each individual company's website like on a hunt?
No, it's not.
On a safari?
Neither is it fun overpaying for about 7 years. And I mean radically overpaying. Sucks! Don't let that happen to you any longer. Put your policy to the test like I did. Get a better insurance with Gabby. It's totally free to check out. There's no obligation. Just go to Gabby.com/unleashed. GABI.com/unleashed. Gabby.com/unleashed.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here. Just Too Muck and Fudge tweets. Does cloud cover affect the area between the moon and New York City? Nah, somehow Jeffy still gets stuck there. And I don't know. Can you see through the cloud cover?
Can you?
To the moon or New York City when you get stuck there? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Vaccines.gum tweets. Bill Gates really once said he wants to spend half his money before he dies. Goal achieved. Congrats, Bill.
No doubt. Plus, I've gone ahead, and I know it's a struggle to go through, a marriage,
a divorce like this.
So I've gone ahead and reached out to Melinda.
Have you?
I let her know. Look, if she needs to talk or anything, I'm here for her.
And how did Amber feel about that? Does she know that you reached out and you're offering your support like that?
I'm here to help.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
All right.
I reached out to Bill too.
Oh, did you?
Either one. I'm good.
Sadly, that's probably true.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. Tenacious 221 tweets, who would have thought a couple pushing abortion and global population control policies would have relationship problems?
Nice.
That's a pretty good point.
It is.
Eliza Kelly tweets, Pat needs those fast speeds to get to Nova Scotia. More time clubbing, less time on the road.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
That's right. There's some baby seals to club.
Yeah.
And no time to lose.
That's right.
Miss Thunberg tweets, so my 8-year-old daughter came at me about buying plastic straws for the house. I informed her in song how stupid turtles are.
Yes.
You're welcome.
That is awesome.
Turtles weren't so stupid.
Of course.
Put straws in their noses.
See, this is informative right here.
When I see a straw, I put it in my mouth. Straws don't belong there, but the turtles don't know why. So maybe they all deserve
To die.
to die.
Just let them die.
That's awesome.
Oh, here's another example of how stupid they are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Turtle
out on
that
the
deserve
beach.
death.
Turtle on the beach, just flipped over on its back. Can't
What
get
a
dummy.
stupid animal.
Look at that.
Here I
I'm
am.
stuck.
Seriously, who among us, though?
That's
Help
nice.
me.
That's nice.
It is.
Look how big that thing is.
I know.
Wow.
All right, dummy. Go that way. Don't go toward
Then
the
they had
shore.
to push it into the
Well, they're helping
ocean,
us speed
too.
it up a little bit.
There
'cause
you go,
it's-
stupid.
It's too
All right.
hot. It needs a little coolness.
It probably just then went directly into a straw and jammed it up its nose.
That's exactly what happened. We cut
died.
the video off.
floating
How
in
did you
the
know?
ocean right now.
We cut the video short. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
It went straight through his brain. Thing died, went to the bottom of the ocean, and been fish food ever since.
Belly was sunburned. They weren't supposed to put him in the water right away.
Yeah.
Now it's just fried.
He's like, I'm tanning, man. What are you doing? Boy, turtles are really stupid.
They are stupid.
I mean, think about that. We've got the straw nose thing. We got the example of the belly flop guy or whatever on his back.
I mean, how'd that even happen?
You got the turtles going up to the moonlight, and it's it's the porch lights.
Right.
What else? We had something else.
Gets up there, with the tide. Probably just got turned over. The tide.
Oh, listen to you, a turtle apologist over here.
I'm just saying, that's how you ask. How does that even happen?
Probably went with the tide.
Oh, let me
Sure, absolutely, that's how it happened.
Flipped over in the tide. That's probably what.
Jeffy is a marine biologist. Thank you for chiming in.
I'm right.
I just probably just out for a swim and got caught in high tide and got flipped over.
That should be low tide.
And these towns spend millions of dollars for turtle tunnels, and the stupid animals don't even use them. I'd like to point out because they're so dumb and they don't even realize. Oh, I was supposed to cross here. My bad. I tried to save a turtle in the middle of a state highway once, and that idiot turned around and walked back and tried to get across the other side.
I have saved a turtle
and he got
before in
run
my life.
over because it turned around like a dummy. I should never stop for it.
Yeah, see?
You saved a turtle?
I have saved a turtle. I
How
saw
so?
a turtle on the road that had got his leg ripped off because he was too dumb, should have known better not to be on the road where cars were driving. So I took him to the park and threw him in the lake.
Did he live happily ever after?
Every time I went
so
back to that
sweet.
park, you could see the same turtle just swimming in a circle all by himself, minus a leg.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did he get a strop?
I don't care. I just threw him in the water. I don't know.
You were mad after that. You're like,
I was.
dude, go do something. This circle stuff is really driving me nuts.
That's the thing. Turtles really don't do much with their lives.
No, they don't.
They swim
They
around.
don't. They swim. They go up on a
beach
rock.
themselves.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Then they go back into the water again, swim around.
Dumb.
I mean, really unproductive. Have they built anything? No.
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 And in fact, in Florida has what they call the gopher turtles that just dig giant holes.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Are they the dumbest
talking about.
animal?
Nothing.
Do you think that they may be the dumbest animal going?
Turtles?
Turtles.
Yeah, they were certainly one of. Certainly one of the dumbest animals. Name the accomplishment of a turtle.
Right. And you can't even train them.
You can't train them. They
At least
can't
you
do
can
anything.
tell a horse how, count to one, or the horse will give you a
They
little
don't even
block.
make a sound. They don't have any speech pattern even. They don't bark. They don't chirp. They don't do anything.
Oh, I would pay for a barking turtle. That's for sure. Yeah, they should. Right?
Sir. Right? There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
The only time turtles
I
have
rest
ever
my
done anything
case.
productive is when they were mutants, right? And they were teenage mutant, and they were ninja turtles.
Right.
If you're not part something else and you're just all turtle, you're worthless.
Exactly. So if you haven't been part of a nuclear toxic waste holocaust, then
That's what made the whole
then
Teenage
you're a stupid
Mutant
turtle
Ninja
and you
Turtle
deserve to die.
nonsensical because turtles
didn't they
were
wind up
dumb.
in toxic waste or
Yeah.
something? The turtles?
Yeah.
That's how they became Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Stupid.
That's a weird. That's a.
Yeah, everything starts with toxic waste or a spider bite
That's
or
a great
something like
point.
that. Yeah.
It's never
weird.
just naturally
No,
occurring. Like
I
I'm
just
a
became a
freak.
superhero because I was born that way. It doesn't happen.
What's your-
Superman.
What's your
Wow.
superpower, Jeffy?
He's super stupid.
You didn't like that,
Bro.
Bro.
How fast can you clear out a buffet? Superhuman strength over there.
How about that?
I mean, I gave you a chance to answer. You just left us out there hanging, so we went ahead and took advantage of the opportunity.
I
filled the
waited.
space.
I
Right?
waited.
We gave you lots of time to respond with something.
No, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Oh, he's hurting.
fine.
He's hurting.
Good. We crossed the line this time.
This time.
This time. It's the first time ever
I
we've
love you,
ever
Jeffy.
crossed a line with him.
Well,
do.
is it?
And-
First of all. First of all, is it?
Wait, is that a look or a first of all?
All right. We got to get back to these videos because we had that disrespectful, racist, awful,
Just awful.
whitey woman a few minutes ago.
I don't know. Was she
Just
white?
attack a police officer for no reason.
Do we know what color she was? Because she didn't.
Seemed like she was white, didn't
Okay,
it?
all right.
Because her last thing to him
blurred
was,
out.
you're
Mexican
always gonna
racist?
be Mexican and you'll never be white.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Really ugly. Then we've got this University of Minnesota student leader caught on video telling her peers to fake police calls to make life hell for cops.
You say disrupt UMPD. What exactly do you mean by that?
Make their lives hell. Annoy the out of them.
Okay.
I'm saying, what are they over? Do we know? I don't know if Amy, you know, if Morgan, you mentioned stuff with UMPD. Like use up their resources, make their officers show up to something.
Jeez. It didn't seem like the others were very responsive to that. Fortunately,
No, they weren't.
Fortunately, I mean, this radical student leader. She's a student leader at the University of Minnesota, telling people to make life hell for cops. And why? Where did your hatred for cops come from at such a young age? What have they done to you that you believe this kind of stuff?
I don't know. And we've already had walkouts at some universities, right? Because they were angry that the universities had police on campus.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Right. We just don't want any kind of law enforcement at all, authority anywhere. Okay.
No, and even when the police do actually confront people and arrest them when they're rioting, when they're looting, a lot of times that just goes out the window because they just release them and there's no punishment at all for rioters, as in this case.
And as unrest continues in the city, we're learning most of the rioters charged in connection with the violent protests last summer are now not actually going to be prosecuted at all. Several of those suspects were accused of assaulting police officers. You know, we covered it here. Dan Springer is live for us in Seattle with the story. Dan.
Yeah, Harris, I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. We saw it play out in Portland last summer. The Fed stepped in and arrested a lot of people for riot because basically the local district attorney said he would not. The chaos took place right outside the federal courthouse in downtown Portland. We watched this incredible violence unfold every night as federal officers were brought in from around the country to protect the federal buildings in the city. When DA Mike Schmidt said that he would not charge people even for felony rioting, the White House pressured the U.S. Attorney in Oregon to start hauling rioters into federal court. Over several months, U.S. Attorney Billy Williams did just that, filing charges against 97 people. But since then, Williams and the acting U.S. Attorney under President Biden have dismissed or deferred 58 of those cases. 7 people have pled guilty, but only 1 is going to go to prison. And there are 32 cases pending. The federal public defender says justice is being served.
Well, they're busy.
I think
the Justice Department
the federal government went overboard in some of the ways that they addressed these protests. And what we're seeing now is that many of the cases that were brought because of the federal government's overreach are now being dismissed.
Come on! They went overboard.
Now, of the 31 deferred cases, which means no record, no jail time, and maybe some community service, 19 are felonies, including, get this, 16 assaults of federal officers. The former head of Homeland Security who went to Portland to check on the courthouse is shocked that so many cases are being dropped.
I would think so.
It's offensive to all the men and women who risk their lives in Portland for 90 to 120 days or even longer in some cases, being attacked night after night after night.
Why would you do it?
And Chad Wolf told me that Billy Williams, the U.S. attorney under President Trump in Oregon, was hesitant to file those federal charges, saying that it's basically Oregon doing what Oregon and Portland does. And he also said that he felt like that would only inflame the situation. And the U.S. attorney in office now says that basically we're going to dismiss cases unless we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt and get a conviction. But to see scores of these cases being dismissed, when we saw the video night after night of these officers out there and in some cases tussling with these protesters is pretty surprising. Harris?
Yeah, it's really not.
We've got to get to the point where video
really not.
No.
All right, we got it.
How could you be a cop?
I don't know. I don't know why you would at this point.
And
I
you
really
know
don't.
that the feds are busy. I mean, they're still looking for Nancy Pelosi's laptop from the insurrection on January 6th. So, they've got other cases.
Yeah, they
They're
are
busy.
Yes,
they are.
So, they are
why,
very busy.
And I love how they worded this particular story with Portland. How they the feds were pressured by the Trump administration. Oh, were they? They were pressured. So the Trump administration had to pressure
to enforce the
U.S.
law.
Attorney's Office to enforce the law.
Yeah,
right.
to do something for the love of heaven, please. Do something to save the city of Portland.
Incredible.
Protect your city. Protect your constituents. Serve and protect. Go do it. I think the cops wanted to. It was Ted Wheeler who was in the way all the time.
Yes.
And now they hate him.
Which is why Trump
because he's
called
finally
in
had
the
enough.
feds to protect the federal buildings.
Which they would not do. They would not do. And their overreach is why they're releasing a lot of these people. Get out of here. Overreach. Yeah, okay. You actually arrested somebody for burning down a building? What kind of freak are you? And you mentioned, going after Nancy Pelosi's laptop. Apparently, I mean, do they think Nancy Pelosi's laptop wound up in Alaska? Because
well, they certainly did.
Paul and Marilyn Hyper, owners of Homer Inn and Spa, woke up with a start at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
April 26th. Wow, they're still in bed at 9 in the morning?
That's a great point. What do you do? Get out of bed.
Wow, that must be nice. We're just going to sleep in all day.
Wow.
I mean,
9
come
a.m.
on.
is sleeping in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 6 hours for us.
9 a.m., I'm getting ready for bed for the next night.
You're so judgmental.
When a dozen armed FBI agents kicked down their door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Handcuffed them, separated them, questioned them for 3 or 4 hours. And because they were in D.C.
They're looking for the laptop.
They were in D.C. They showed them pictures of a person that they thought
doesn't even
was
look like
her.
Doesn't even look like
that
her.
wasn't
Do we
her.
have the two pictures
Parts her
side by
hair
side?
on
There
the
it is.
other side.
And the husband's
even.
like, she doesn't. That my wife is so much better looking than that. She's saying, the wife says, I wouldn't wear something like that.
This couple never even entered the Capitol.
And that's what they say.
They were in D.C., but they weren't in the Capitol.
Correct.
But look at the resources that they are pouring into chasing down people they think may have had this laptop.
This couple said that they
but you
said
burn
the
a city
investigators
down.
that were there were looking for Pelosi's laptop. That's what they said. I don't know that the feds ever actually admitted that.
Their first mistake was going to D.C. What they should have done is gone to Minneapolis, burn it to the ground, or Portland, or something like that.
Well, that would have been fine.
And then you wouldn't have had any kind of record. You wouldn't be serving any time. Have cops at your house. Unbelievable. FBI.
The husband recalled that he was alarmed and shocked. Really? At why?
At 9 a.m.?
You should have been awake doing something productive,
right?
man.
And then you wouldn't have been so shocked. You would have seen the FBI approaching your house, and you would have known. Okay, we're about to be raided by the FBI, honey.
I don't know whose side I'm on this story now. I'm mad. I started off mad at the feds for busting into this family's house.
I'm pissed off at
And
this
now
couple
I'm like,
for sleeping
dude,
in so long.
Do
It's
something with your life.
ridiculous.
What are you, a turtle?
They're running an inn. What are you? They're up late.
That's a good point. They're running an inn. They should be serving breakfast to the guests.
At least.
That's what they have employees for.
Wow.
Creating jobs.
Here's what Paul said, though. It was a little alarming when I turned around the corner. The first thing they did was start barking out commands.
Barking turtle.
He says commandments, but he's a little confused.
I saw that quote. I saw that.
He started barking out commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false
Hands
witness. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's my wife.
Thou shalt not covet that which is thy neighbor's.
Yeah, but she's hot.
I guess they got about 6 commandments, and he's like, I don't know what's going on here.
I didn't touch the laptop, and only 2 of those applied to this story.
Why is the FBI barking out commandments?
I don't know. Is that a new? Maybe they're pressured from the White House. I don't know.
Not this White House.
That's great. That's great. Ultimately, the couple was handcuffed and interrogated for 3 hours before being released. In the end, sorry, mistaken identity.
They confiscated some of their stuff, though. They did take some of their stuff.
Took it?
So, yeah.
Unreal. Unbelievable. Yeah, it appears the FBI were most interested in his wife, Marilyn.
Whoa.
Yeah, because she was, we saw she was the better looking of the two.
And still in bed, apparently.
They had a photo of a woman wearing the same coat as her. Not really. Is that the same coat? What? Let me see here.
The members only jacket? What do we got there?
That's
got the picture?
I don't know.
She said I would
they're
never
both
wear anything.
black coats.
Yeah, that's what the deal
But look,
is.
the hair is even on the opposite side, like the thing says there.
Well, I mean,
What?
Similar hairstyle, this says. Yes. The photo was taken from the Capitol building cameras, according to Marilyn, but beyond the hair and coat, there is little similarity between Marilyn and the woman photographed. The entire saga left them disoriented, but determined to better understand and defend their personal liberties and those of their friends and neighbors. That's great.
Oh, well,
Paul said he
after
repeatedly...
you get commandments yapped at you from the
Do they get-
FBI,
like,
man.
right?
You start to rethink your life.
Yes,
If
you
something
do.
like this happens, do you get to keep the stone tablets that they bring? Or is
It
that
doesn't
not
say.
part of the deal?
It doesn't say whether they got to keep them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does. The FBI threw the stone tablets
What?
at their golden calf and blew
Oh,
it up.
they had a golden calf?
Yeah, they did.
Lock them up. I didn't realize that
And
was
the
part of
golden calf exploded.
I think
and
that's actually the inn. It's the
it
Golden
burned-
Calf Inn that they run there. Yeah.
Yeah, how the
burned their
guests
house
react to
down.
this? You know?
The guests had to flee, jumped in out of windows because the whole place was on fire.
No.
Wow.
It really kind of went ugly, I guess. by the end
Shouting
of this thing.
commandments. Let's go.
All right, I gotta tell you about Texas Superfood here before we leave. Did you know the top two things that people say when they notice when they start using Texas Superfood?
What is it?
They can fly, and they're invisible. No, that's.
Do I go to what gum website do I
Is
go
there a
to
discount
get that?
code?
Because I need
Vaccines.gum.
that.
Go to vaccines.gum.
I could be able to fly. And,
Yeah, no.
All right, nice.
No. They notice more energy, though, and they get better sleep, which is awesome. Texas Superfood gives you the power of nutritionally dense fruits and vegetables, the power of enzymes and probiotics in action. Texas Superfood is organic, vine-ripened, antioxidant-rich, raw natural fruits and vegetables that makes maintaining proper nutrition really easy. And they use only the finest ingredients. Each of the ingredients has been certified and selected to give you the optimal nutritional intake. All these fruits and vegetables that they use are grown organically from locally sourced farms. So it's really high quality stuff. You're going to love it. TexasSuperfood.com. Check them out today. TexasSuperfood.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, I like this too. For Joe Biden. His team, the Biden team, may partner with private firms to spy on suspected domestic terrorists online. So they can't do it constitutionally themselves, so they're going to hire other people to do it for them. It's like, yeah, you know what? I can't. It's unconstitutional to murder somebody, so what I'm going to do is hire somebody to kill them for me.
Right?
It's the same thing, right? It's just a lesser crime somewhat.
Murder is unconstitutional?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We'll have the
Isn't
talk.
that weird? That's weird, right?
We'll have the talk with you.
In the Constitution?
Yeah, it is.
After the show.
I could show you after, but
we'll talk.
Yeah, yes, it is unconstitutional. I can prove it.
Okay.
I'll prove it to you.
All right. I'd like to see that.
All right.
Wait, I don't know.
It's unconstitutional as well to kill your children because.
Oh, here we go. I like this one. He's been doing this one for years. Do it.
Let's have it.
Yeah, I like it.
Because
well, the Constitution is there to protect, how's it put? Your progeny. I don't think that's how it's put in the Constitution, however. It's your, geez, of course it would have to be at the end of the show. We've done nothing but screw around.
Wait a minute. Hold on, look. I just found this out. Did you guys know
do it
that
tomorrow.
apparently in the Constitution is the word freedom?
What?
I didn't know that.
No.
What? Stop it.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.